It's the advent of Cyber 2023, and we are on a mission to save Christmas. McGreedy, you are going down. I have the THM Army with me. Let's go. Yeah. I'm a pop a shell, but not what you think. Who am I root? Make it dead a leg sink. We are on a mission, we're here to save Christmas. McGreedy's going down, forget about the riches. Rumors gone around, McSkitty's got snitches. It's an insider threat, and everyone's suspicious. Recon McRed is hunting down a witness. He says he needs our help, so power on your system. Get your black hoodie, boot up the attack box. Hackers come together and take command of the SOC. It's the THM Army. McGreedy will get caught from the 0x1 all the way up to the gods. And it is time. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my live stream. Believe it or not, it is day 24, the very last day of Advent of Cyber, and we have made it through every single day. I have live streamed every day of Advent of Cyber. The only exceptions are the past 2 days because I had the honor of doing the official walkthrough. So if you've been part of this journey, hey, thank you for being here. Maybe you're watching this like a year later and you're just getting caught up on the Advent of Cyber events. Hey, welcome to you as well. Whether you are watching this live or after the fact on my YouTube page, it truly is an honor for you to take the time and learn right alongside of me. It's Christmas Eve, and yet we are still here. We are still grinding because Christmas is not going to save itself. Today, we are learning about mobile analysis. Now, as usual, I have not looked at the room ahead of time, haven't tried to go through it, so I'm going through it live. And just based on the description, I think it's more of doing like analysis of evidence, but I do have a little bit of experience with mobile app pen testing. So if you do want to get into mobile app pen testing, did want to share a few good resources with you. One is just Hacktricks. So I know I often use Hacktricks when I'm doing like privilege escalation and stuff like that. Hacktricks has incredible sections on both Android pen testing and iOS pen testing, and I actually do that now as part of my job. So as a pen tester, I do mobile apps, APIs, web pen tests, internal pen tests, just like AD type stuff, external pen test, and AWS. I think I covered all the services that I do. And mobile pen testing is something that's really fascinating because it's a mix of static analysis, like reading through code, dynamic analysis, which is kind of like using Burp Suite to proxy things. And thought I would show off my collection of phones here. I have, see if I can hold them all up for you guys. All right, see if I can get them all. One of them's on. Hopefully you guys can see all my different phones here. We got here. If I flip them around, we have a couple of iPhones, a couple of Androids. Have an older iPhone. I think a 6S is my older iPhone, but that only goes up to iOS 15. But then I have a relatively new iPhone, the iPhone X, I believe is what it is. That one I have, I think iOS 16.7, I believe. I don't know if there's a good jailbreak out for iOS 17. And then Androids, I have a Pixel. Androids are really easy to root. So if you're like just digging into mobile phones, there's kind of two different terminology. When it comes to an iPhone, when you get root on it, it's called jailbreaking the phone. And when it comes to an Android phone, it's called rooting it. I don't really know why they call it different things because on the iPhone, you're still operating as root. So like right now, I could open up a terminal and SSH into my iPhone as root and do stuff that way. I use ABD often to push things on the Android side. There's some really cool debugging stuff that goes with mobile app pen testing, but truly Hacktricks has some incredible resources if that's something you're interested in. The final resource I would offer to you is Hack the Box, has an entire mobile section of challenges. So on Hack the Box, you have machines, but you also have challenges. And on the challenges side of it, there's an entire thing of mobile challenges. And I learned some stuff hands-on through there when I was first getting into it. So if you're interested in getting a mobile app pen testing, a couple of resources that I would recommend there. On the Android side of things, you can get into it without a physical device. There's things like Android Studio that will allow you to spin up basically a virtual Android device. Some apps do have kind of protection against emulated devices, but you can generally bypass that. On the iOS side of it, you unfortunately need a physical device for most of your testing. There are some services out there that give you a VM, but they're incredibly expensive, so you do kind of need a jailbroken iPhone to do the iOS testing side of things. But that's my little bit of mobile stuff. Today's room, just looking at the description, I'll share my screen. I don't think we're doing mobile app pen testing. It's more like forensics, which I don't do on mobile side. I just pen test mobile apps. So we'll see what we can learn together. And this is the final day. So I think after today, let me just scroll down. Yeah, so we have a few other tasks. We're going to do a Jolly Judgment Day, We the Kings of Cyber are, and we're going to do a survey. So I'll just do all of it live on stream, and we will finish up Advent of Cyber together. Let's dive into the story one final time, at least until next year. Detective Frost Yu continues to piece the evidence together, and Tracy McGreedy is now a suspect. What's more, the detectives believe that McGreedy communicated with an accomplice. It's an insider threat, and everyone's suspicious. Recon McRed is hunting down a witness. So I wrote that song. I don't know if any of you watched the making of the Papa Shell song, but I wrote that before reading any of the storyline. It's been kind of cool how closely it fits with the storyline. All I did when I was writing that is I pulled up like the Christmas page on TryHackMe and just looked at the names of the characters and just kind of threw them into the song as I was going, and it's worked out really well. The only person I didn't mention was Detective Frost Yu, so I'll have to make sure I mention him in the song next year. We'll have Papa Shell Part 2. All right, smartphones are now an indispensable part of our lives for most of us. We use them to communicate with friends, family members, and colleagues, browse the internet, shop online, perform e-banking transactions, and many other things. Among other reasons is because smartphones are so intertwined in our activities that they can help exonerate or convict someone of a crime. And one interesting thing I notice about smartphones is sometimes apps aren't as secure on the smartphone as the mobile or as the website of it. I'll give you one clear example. I was doing research on something and I'm getting tokens essentially to do token analysis. And on the website of it, it was rate limited. So it blocked me. I couldn't do it. It stopped me from doing what I was attempting to do. And I tried to do IP rotate and some weird things to bypass rate limiting, and I wasn't able to do it. I downloaded the app to the phone, proxied it through Burp Suite, and there was no rate limiting on the mobile app. So I was able to perform the same attack and the same analysis on the mobile app because they didn't implement that same rate limiting. So you'll notice that the difference between a web app version of something and a mobile app version of something. All right, Frost Yu suggests that Tracy's company-owned phone be seized so that Forensic Mick Blue can analyze it in his lab to collect digital evidence. Because it's company-owned, no complicated legal procedures are required. So what are our learning objectives? 1, procedures for collecting digital evidence. 2, the challenges with modern smartphones. And 3, using autopsy digital forensics with an actual Android image. Nothing I've done. I've never used that tool before, so excited to learn about it. Forensics is a method of using science to solve crimes. As a forensic scientist, you would expect to collect evidence from crime scenes such as fingerprints, DNA, and footprints. You would use and analyze this evidence to determine what happened at the crime scene and who did it. With the spread of digital equipment such as computers and phones and smartphones and tablets and digital video recorders, a different set of tools and training are required. When it comes to digital evidence, the ideal approach is to acquire a raw image. A raw image is a bit-for-bit copy of the device's storage. Forensics is an essential part of the criminal justice system. It helps to solve crimes and bring criminals to justice. However, for evidence to be permissible in court, we must ensure that it's not tampered with or lost and that it's authentic when presented to the court. This is why we need to maintain a chain of custody. Really important there. Chain of custody is a legal concept used to track the possession and handling of evidence from the time it's collected at a crime scene to the moment it's presented in court. The chain of custody is documented through a series of written records that track the evidence movement and who handled it at each stop. All right. In the following sections, we assume that we are dealing with computers and smartphones owned by the company or seized as part of a criminal investigation. Hey, want to make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat too real quick. Let me refresh some stuff. We got Eric over in LinkedIn. What's up, Eric? Thank you for being here. It looks like we have a few other people on LinkedIn as well. We have Overgrown Carrot, the one and only on Twitch. We have Vadney over on YouTube. So, hey, thank you for all of you joining and for those of you who have popped in the chat. Really do appreciate it. All right, acquiring a digital forensic image. Acquiring an image for digital forensics can be challenging, depending on the target device. Computers are more accessible than other devices, so we'll start our discussion by focusing on them. There are four main types of forensic image acquisition. There's static acquisition, which is a bit-by-bit image of the disk is created while the device is turned off. There's live acquisition, a bit-by-bit image of the disk is created while the device is turned on. There's a logical, which is a select list of files. And sparse, select fragments of unallocated data are copied. The unallocated areas of the disk might contain deleted data, and that's key. However, this approach is limited compared to static and live acquisition because it doesn't cover the whole disk. Let's consider the following two scenarios. The seized computer is switched off. As part of the crime scene, the investigator stumbled on a live computer that's switched on. So one that's switched off, imagine it's a Windows 10 laptop that's switched off. We know that by default, the disk is not encrypted. We should not turn it on as this will make some changes to the disk and tamper with evidence as a result. Removing the hard disk drive or SSD from the laptop and cloning it is a relatively simple task. We use a write blocker, this is important, a hardware device that makes it possible to clone a disk without any risk of modifying the original data. We rely on forensic imaging software to get the raw image or equivalent. This will create a bit-by-bit copy of the disk. And finally, we need a suitable storage device to save the image, one that's switched on. Another example would be dealing with the laptop that is switched on. In this case, we shouldn't switch it off, and I would just highlight that. Remember, we talked a few rooms ago about volatile data stored in memory. You switch it off, you lose that data. Instead, we aim for a live image. The laptop might be encrypted, and shutting it down will make reading its data impossible without a password. Furthermore, they're exactly what I was talking about. The data in the volatile memory, aka RAM, might be important for our investigation. When they're able to analyze a device that's switched on, investigators can gain access to the accounts and services the suspect is logged into. This can be indispensable in some instances to prove guilt and solve a crime. Various tools can be used. They usually require us to run a program on the target system, giving us access to all the data in the volatile memory and on the non-volatile memory or the disk. Smartphones. The smartphone is a ubiquitous digital device that we can expect to encounter. Modern smartphones are now encrypted by default, which can be a challenge for digital forensics. Wasn't there an investigation where like the FBI were trying to get an iPhone and Apple's like, no, we're not giving you access? That's like one example of the difficulty. Without the decryption key, encrypted storage looks literally like random data. Finding the decryption key is crucial to be able to analyze the image. Let's briefly overview smartphone encryption before discussing acquiring a forensic image of an Android device. So encryption in smartphones. Android 4.4 introduced full disk encryption. When full disk encryption is activated, the user-created data is automatically encrypted before being written to the device storage and decrypted before being read from the storage. Furthermore, the phone cannot be booted before providing the password. It is important to note that this type of encryption applies to built-in storage and doesn't include removable memory such as micro SD cards. Android 7.0 introduced Direct Boot, a file-based encryption mode. File-based encryption lets us use different keys for different files. From the user's perspective, the phone can be booted and some basic functionality can be used, such as receiving phone calls. Beyond this basic functionality, the encryption password needs to be provided. Depending on the settings in the Android version, the SD card might also be encrypted. Android 9.0 and higher can encrypt an SD card as it would encrypt internal storage. Since Android 6.0, encryption has been mandatory. Unless we are dealing with an older Android version, we can expect the seized phone to be encrypted. Apple iPhone devices are encrypted by default too. Data protection or file-based encryption methodology is part of iOS, the iPhone's OS. In this section, we provide an overview of smartphone encryption. Ultimately, encryption can be a significant obstacle that digital forensic investigators need to overcome. Obtaining or discovering the encryption key is necessary for complete digital forensic investigation. Okay. Practical case. Tracy McGrady's phone is company property. This means that it was easy for Detective Frost Yu to seize it and ask Forensic McBlue to use his expertise to carry out the digital forensic investigation. The first thing Forensic McBlue does is put the phone in a Faraday bag. A Faraday bag prevents the phone from receiving any wireless signal, meaning Tracy McGrady can't wipe his data remotely. Now that McBlue is Tracy McGrady's Android phone, it's time to get an image. He successfully unlocks the phone using the same password used to lock everyone out of the server worm 3 weeks ago. What a coincidence. The main tools McBlue uses for analyzing Android phones are Android Debug Bridge, which I use quite often. You can use it to also push apps on a phone. You can use it to drop in a shell on a phone. And Autopsy Digital Forensics. Once the phone is unlocked and connected to the laptop, creating a backup using ADB Backup is relatively easy. Here's the exact command he uses. ADB Backup all F Android. So F is just the file to store it in, Android backup.ab. Backup all, yep. The main limitation is that some applications don't support this option as they explicitly disallow backups with this setting. The reason for that is sometimes you can bypass some security mechanisms of an application by backing it up. It will remove the security and then you can access it. Furthermore, although this option still works with a limited number of applications, it has been restricted since Android 12, so it's a good idea to rely on more robust alternatives. The backup of various applications is considered a logical image, but Forensic McBlue isn't satisfied. He wants a full raw image of the phone's storage. What up, Justin, over on YouTube? Thanks for being here. Many commercial products can be used to acquire an image. However, most of them rely on Android Debug Bridge, or ADB, and combine it with other tools such as an exploit to gain root access. An Android device won't provide root access to the user unless it's for dev purposes. This limits the ability to access media files and directories on the phone storage. Rooting an Android device gives full access to the device files, including raw access to the disk, and both of my Android phones right here are rooted. Forensic McBlue prepares a list of potential exploits that would give him root access to the Android device. After a couple of attempts, Forensic McBlue was able to exploit the phone successfully and get root access. With root access, he has full access to all the physical storage. To confirm that he is root, he issues the command, "Who am I?" He also needs to issue the mount command to find the mounted devices, but this would result in a very long list of all real and virtual mounted devices. However, the application data is in the directory data. We need to focus our attention on the storage device mounted on data. To filter for lines mentioning data, Forensic McBlue uses the command mount grep data instead of just mount. The output allows him to pinpoint the name of the storage device mounted on data, which turns out to be dev block DM0. The interaction can be seen in the terminal below. So I don't think we're supposed to be doing this ourselves, right? No, because we're on this Windows computer. So yeah, we must just be analyzing the image, and it's just showing us how he did it. As we learn from the commands in the terminal above, the device is that. Think of this device as a partition on the smartphone's disk. McBlue wants to get this whole partition and analyze it using autopsy. There are many ways to leverage the power of ADB and get a raw dump of that. One easy way is ADB pull. So ADB pull, we're naming the disk, and then we're saying how we want to save it. So Android McGreedy image. Rahul said hi over in YouTube. Rahul, hello. Thank you for being here. The command above will pull the device and save it to the local file, Android McGreedy image. After a few minutes, the command is complete and a 6 GB image file is created. Note that we need root access for the above command to work on the Android device. Now, all we have to do is import the image into Autopsy. The steps are straightforward as we see in the screenshots below. Once we start it, we see a dialog box. So let's go ahead and do that because sometimes these programs take a little bit to boot. And it didn't even read my clicking. Okay, that's cool. So McGreedy froze our computer. Thanks, McGreedy. Yeah, okay. It's definitely not my connection speed, I can tell you that. There we go. All right. The Windows machines are always a little bit buggier when you're running them in VMs. Okay, we'll start that booting. So once we open it, we see a dialog box whether we want to create a new digital case or open an existing one. After clicking new case, we should specify the case name. All right, so we got to wait for this. It's really going to be buggy like this the whole time. I wonder, what if I'm going to see if there's a chance that split screen might work a little bit better, might be a little bit harder. Oh, why am I still up there? I didn't do day 24. Whatever. I think maybe split screen might be a little bit better for us instead of full screen like I like to do. Okay. Tracy McGreedy Android. We need to provide the case number. 101. And we are Forensic McBlue, so we're good there. The next step allows us to specify the name of the raw image. All right, do I have to finish first? Anyone in chat ever do smartphone analysis like this before? It's a pretty cool thing to learn. I've never done it, but would like to learn more about it. I spelled Android with the capital N because it's obviously how you spell it. It's slowly loading. All right. So the next step allows us to specify the name of the raw image. In some cases, we can have multiple in one case. For example, we can have 4 images from the same suspect, 2 smartphones, a laptop, and a desktop. An explicit, unambiguous name is necessary. Am I just generating a new host name? Okay, now let's analyze the disk image retrieved. In other cases, we might use a local disk. Another example would be logical files, such as MS Outlook, email archive, PST file. Okay, so I'm guessing disk image. And look, it doesn't even freaking... half the screen's cut off. That's annoying. We provide the location of the raw image. All right, and we need to select the ingest modules. In this case, the indispensable modules are the 2 Android analyzer modules. However, we can select any other modules we find helpful. So which ones? The 2 Android. So there's Android analyzer there. We don't need iOS analyzer. We don't need that. We don't need that. Maybe interesting files. Not that. Maybe email parser. Yeah, keyword search. Picture analyzer. I don't think so. Extracts embedded images. Maybe. File type. Okay, we'll do those. Okay. Autopsy will create a new case and run the ingest modules on the selected data source, Android image in this case. Before moving forward, review the questions in the connection card below, which I already did all that stuff. You can access on an MS Windows machine with Autopsy set up on it. Click on the Start Room and wait for it to load. It should take a couple minutes to fully boot up. You can display it. Oh, look, this is done. So we'll hit Finish. Anyways. You can display it by Show Split View. Alternately, you can access the VM from your local remote desktop client over VPN. The login credentials are there. We have already created a case in Autopsy, so you don't have to create a new one. Oh, what? Well, I did anyways. Using Autopsy, open that case in the document folder and check the questions below. Okay. Maybe I should open... If I use my own case, I wonder if some of the questions might be different. Well, it didn't take that long to analyze it either, but okay, so is it this one? Or is that the one I created? Hold up. Well, open the Tracy McGreedy. Oh, they just messed up their code block. I was thinking it was called McGreedy.auth, but it's called Tracy McGreedy.auth. They just don't have the code block on Tracy. I got you. All right, one of the photos contains a flag. What is it? What name does Tracy use to save Detective Frostew's phone number? What SMS exchange with Van Sprinkles contains a password, and what is it? Oh, there's an autopsy room. Oh, sweet. Is this mobile apps? Huh. I'll have to check that out. Learning new rooms all the time. All right. Maybe we can make this full screen now. The first question is, one of the photos contains a flag. What is it? So, let's see if I can figure out how this works. So we have our listing here. If I go to communication accounts, we have a device. We have our phone. Those are all contacts, so that might come up. We have more contacts. We have messages. Those are going to come up helpful as well. We have metadata. Do we have file types by extension? Maybe we can look at images that way. Here's some images. Hey, what up, Justin? What up, Sharat? We're just getting started on analyzing stuff, and I think we're looking for a flag and an image. Maybe I should look at the hint before I go through all the flags. Or all the images, because there's a lot of them. File views, file... Oh, I did that. Okay, cool. Well, at least I did the right thing. We have... So these are just task thumbnails. These are some images. Can I make this preview bigger? Yeah, give me that. Okay, so now we can click through here. These are just task images. These deleted pictures. Oh, there it is. THM Digital Forensics. What name does Tracy use to save Detective Frosty's phone number? And I'm guessing we can get that by looking at contacts. And Detective Carrot Nose, I'm guessing, is his name. One SMS exchange with Van Sprinkles contains a password. What is it? And for that, if we go to messages, can we see... Okay, so we have messages here and outgoing numbers. What is this password for? Here's the password right there. And there we go. Let's look at some of these other images, though. So what are they talking about? Hey, what's up? Hi, I was going to write you. Did you hear the news? Our company's getting acquired. Yeah, I just heard. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I've been here for a few years. I've really come to love the company culture and my colleagues. I have strong reasons to believe I'll be demoted. So, wait and see what happens. Just doing to stop this from happening. What do you mean? I won't let them have peace. You probably shouldn't send this from your work phone, though, McGrady. There's a password I want you to save for me just in case. I'll tell you later. Keep it safe now. Bye, Tracy. Oh, and this is a detective saying, hey, bruh, call me. He's like, I'm enjoying my pizza. Leave me alone, dog. What else do we have here? We have some audio files. Database files. So here we can sometimes see some stuff. So phones will often serve in SQLite databases, and it's something you can check. When I do a mobile pen test, I'm always checking to see if they're storing sensitive data and things like this that anyone else can get access to. So what's this? We have him accessing a North Pole picture. What else is... Oh, what's this? Some pictures, maybe? See if there's anything super interesting at all in here. Alright, maybe not. I'm sure there's some like fun hidden flags in here, but I won't spend a whole lot of time trying to find them. Our contacts, Van Sprinkle has a couple of phone numbers, so that's interesting. Oh no, that's Van Twinkle. Me, so we have his phone number. Oh, we have lots of hits for email addresses. Oh wow, we do have lots of emails here. Some suspicious looking emails, if you ask me. Lots of emails in here, bro. Huh. I'm sure there's some interesting stuff there, but we'll stop our rabbit holing. But hey, that completes, I think, the final challenge. Let's continue on and see what we have. The Confrontation, Jolly Judgment Day. McSkitty's team has achieved something remarkable. They have meticulously gathered a trove of evidence enough to confront the elusive McGritty about his nefarious activities. Now, the moment of truth has arrived. In this gripping conclusion to our adventure, we will assist in presenting the hard-earned evidence before Santa himself, the one who oversees all, right? He knows when you are sleeping, he knows when you're awake, that whole thing. Each piece of evidence you help unveil will bring McGreedy closer to facing the consequences of his actions. As you step into this pivotal courtroom showdown, may your wit, courage, and the skills you've honed guide you. Good luck. The quest for justice rests in our hands. Jolly Judgment Day instructions. Pick evidence that matches Santa's question. You can select up to 3 evidence. You need to achieve a conviction score higher than 100 to win. You will lose the game if Santa loses his patience. Well, chill out, bruh. You earn conviction points by answering questions about evidence correctly. If you choose the wrong evidence or give incorrect answers, Santa gets impatient. However, if you select the right evidence and answer the questions correctly, Santa becomes more patient again. Sweet. All right, let me make sure I'm not missing anything in chat, at least at LinkedIn, because I always have to refresh it to see anything. All right, no, I think we are doing good, All right, let's keep going. View site. All right. Mr. McGreedy, the opposition claims you masterminded a revenge plot against the company. What do you say about that? I'm unaware of anything like that. Rest assured, any allegations of my involvement are completely baseless and fictional. We'll see about that. All right. What is our evidence that he did this? Well, we have a forensic image of his phone. Oh, I can select 3, right? I probably want to select 3. We have evidence of that. We have his server credentials. And didn't he drop USBs too at some point in time? If my memory serves me correct. We also have the server takeover password. I think that one. Submit evidence. What? It's pointless evidence? Uh-oh. Oh no. Santa's not happy with me. My evidence apparently sucked. Okay. Mr. McGreedy, the opposition claims you've been using your old hacker handle in your activities, which is how they were able to identify your accounts. Is this correct? I've never had a hacker handle, not even a nickname. This is absurd. Wow, okay. So I think my issue is I didn't choose the specific evidence that applied to that question. I'm guessing. So a hacker handle. I'm guessing forum posts for that one. The chatbot, did the chatbot give us any information about his hacker handle or the notes in the MS-DOS computer? Jeez, I just don't remember. Shoot. Okay. I'm not doing well, guys. I'm going to lose the final game. What hacker forum did the user Greaser post on offering best festival vulnerabilities for sale? I don't freaking remember. Do you guys remember? Anyone know? Holly Hack, Cold Forums, Jingle, Tinsel Terminal. Shoot, I don't know. Was it Jingle Hacks? Oh, did I get that right? Okay, sweet. Navigating this investigation was made easier by the technical proficiency displayed by my team. The court is informed of of an extensive investigation that started after the USB incident and has uncovered a trail leading to command and control server central to cyber activity. Mr. McGreedy, are you aware of or connected to this server? Your input could be vital in clarifying this case. I'm not involved. Sprinkles has always been a bit rogue, claiming I'm part of this malware issue is an extreme stretch. There's no evidence linking me to such recklessness. Okay, so I misunderstood this when I first started it. So the evidence we pick has to, of course, apply specifically to this. So for this one, we want to talk about the dropped USBs. We want to talk about the command and control server credentials. And I think that would be the main things. Malware sample. That pointed to the C2 server, didn't it? Our malware sample. How is the drop USBs bad? You just asked about the freaking USBs. This is not going good for me. My conviction score is only 15. Frick, I am getting pwned. I should just start over. What was the domain of the C2 server found? McGreedy Secret C2. I remember that. I was impressed with how my team members skilled in USB forensics and investigate this with such precision. Mr. McGreedy, you're claiming you're being framed, but the opposition emphasizes your technical skills and describes you as being capable of leading such a cyber op. They claim to have proof for you orchestrating attacks in Antarctic Crafts and Best Festival Company. Technical expertise? You're overestimating me. My knowledge is basic at most. Ask me about the dark web versus the clear web, and I'll probably stumble. So we want to talk about his technical expertise. Would this be a malware sample showing like, hey, he can write malware? And maybe his crypto miner? Gosh, freaking. How is the crypto miner not evidence of his technical skills? He wrote a crypto miner. I think Santa's an idiot, personally. When analyzing the malware sample, McSkiddy's team found a domain used to download the malware second stage. What was the domain? Oh, gosh. You guys remember? YOLO. Choose one evidence at a time. It told me I could choose up to 3. Ah, the desperation is palpable, resulting in such presenting such irrelevant trinkets. Continue. Oh, shoot, I got it wrong. Guys, what's the answer to this? Stash? Is it stash? All right. Bet. Okay, thank you. I'm definitely not going to go back to the rooms. I'm just going to keep doing this till I get it right. Started after the USB incident. Discovered a trail leading the command and control server. McGreedy, are you aware of or connected to the server? Didn't we already talk about the C2 server? Wasn't it McGreedy? Wasn't that the username? If I remember right? Okay, yeah. It's not definitive proof, right? Having someone really good at cybersecurity tackle this investigation brought a level of expertise we truly need. The evidence so far, though compelling, is circumstantial. It suggests... Oh, man. So we have this. We have the server takeover password. And I think the crypto miner links to him, doesn't it? There was notes as well saying delete this. Let's just try that. I'm going to have to redo this anyways. Freaking A. The phone included text messages encrypting McGreedy. Who were they from? Wasn't it Van Sprinkles? It was me behind the malware. I thought I covered all tracks, but I never messed it. You cornered me. I don't have a conviction score high enough yet, though. Yep, I lost the game. Game was kind of dumb in my opinion, but I think I understand it better now. So, a revenge plot against the company. What would be evidence of the revenge plot? I think, I mean, we have the stuff from his phone, don't we? Of him saying he was mad about it. But I think his forum post might be better because he was like, hey, I'll sell this. Is it the chatbot? Why is it the chatbot, Rahul? That was from day one, so I don't quite remember it. I'm going to go with it, though. I'll take your word for it. Someone tell me in the chat why it was the chatbot. That was so long ago, I don't even remember everything we did with the chatbot. Wasn't it Purple Snow? Oh, okay. I do remember that secret project from the chatbot now. And then his hacker handle would be from the forum post, right? I think so. Oh, good. All right, I'm doing better now. He did it on Jingle Hacks. I got that one right the first time. Covered a trail leading to command and control server. Okay, so for the command and control server type stuff, would it be the malware? Is this one the malware? Because the malware is what pointed us to the command and control server. If I remember right, when we analyzed the malware, we saw the DNS records and stuff pointing us to the command and control server. The server credentials itself don't prove this, I don't think. I mean, the credentials were McGreedy. Is it What is it, chat? You thought notes and malware? Some of these questions I don't like because you could answer them in so many different ways and it would be correct. So this is about his technical expertise. I'm guessing this is malware sample if I remember right. Okay, good. The second stage, that was stash, right? Okay. This would be the credentials. I have to be doing better this time. So now we have to give more solid evidence. So that's going to be like, we have 3 things we can choose. So solid evidence, definitely the forensic image. The notes in the MS-DOS computer. And maybe the server takeover password. So it really only wanted one thing. Guys, we will eventually get this. And gals. Now I'm forgetting what ones I did. So, evidence of the mastermind plot. What was the correct answer for this one? Was it the forum post? Or is it information in the chat bot? That's what it was. That was the forum. Oh, okay, so this is leading to the command and control server. Are you aware of or connected? So that would be the credentials, right? Frick, how? Yeah, so how the frick did the credentials not point to him when the credentials are his name? What is dumb answer? I'm about to rage quit and not finish Advent of Cyber at this point. So, and is this answer malware sample? It'd have to be, I'd assume. So, didn't I just answer this question? They told me the C2 credentials are wrong? How was that different than the last question I answered about the stupid C2 server? What's the more solid evidence would be his phone, right? I'd hope. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to start recording my answers now. Obviously my memory sucks. This is the hardest challenge from the entire Advent of Cyber. Once again, these questions could be answered in a multitude of ways. Like you could use his forensic image of his phone to answer almost every question, and technically you'd be correct. It would be the best evidence, in my opinion. So I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff on his phone. Whoa, okay. Chat, what's the answer to this question? Are you aware of connected to this server? The C2 server credentials would show that he's aware of and connected to this server. What freaking kind of question is that? Let me know if you guys know before I answer this question, because this is the one I think I keep getting wrong and why I can't pass the dumb test. I mean, his patience is 100. I can select up to 3 things, I guess. Right? Is it the drop you? We're just gonna go like this. We're just selecting all of them. Okay, so the drop US. How are the drop USBs better evidence than the C2 server username and password? Position, blah, blah. And that's the malware sample, right? See, this question. The one question is, are you connected to the C2 server? Provide evidence. And literally, this is the same question. Are you connected to the server? Provide evidence. And for this one, the correct answer is the C2 server. All right, so for the final evidence, forensic image of it, we can do three things. So we're just going to do three things. So the only thing he wants is a forensic image of his phone. Are you joking me? So does the judge's patience affect your final conviction score? Because I didn't technically get any wrong. My goodness. I hate this challenge. I absolutely hate it. Just being honest. Yeah, I think I am losing my score, which doesn't make sense. Why would I lose my score? It just seemed to imply you can use up to 3, you know, if you don't know the right answer. So I think I am, because I got every freaking question right. Okay. The first one was chatbot, right? And this is dropped USBs. This question is terrible. Let's read it. This court informed of an extensive investigation started after the USB incident and has uncovered a trail leading to command and control server essential to the activity. Are you aware of or connected to the server? Your input could be vital. Okay, so evidence that he's aware of or connected to the server would be either the malware sample pointing to his command and control server that has McGreedy's name in it, or the C2 server credentials that use McGreedy's name. Why would the drop USBs be evidence that he's connected to the command and control server? How do you connect the drop USBs to him? I digress. What's the answer to this question? Is it the malware sample? Good. Started after the USB incident, blah, blah. Are you... Guys, this is the same exact question almost. Are you aware of or connected to the server? No, it is the same question. Why is it asking me the same question again? Maybe I could have answered that. I'm so confused. I finally did it. Okay. I understand you have to make right and wrong answers on this, but truly, what was so frustrating to me about this challenge is there's so many ways you could rightly answer the question. If I'm wrong, someone tell me in chat. But in my opinion, there was multiple ways you could have answered multiple questions on that, which makes it very difficult to answer in a logical way. But I digress. I did it eventually. I didn't give up. We the kings of Cyber, what a month. McSkitty, McHoneybell, Frost, you, and Papa Shell, bruh, and the entire team can finally get some rest. As the toy factories on both poles start up again, everyone breathes a sigh of relief. No more sabotage, no more insider threats, and everything is running smoothly. Frostlings and elves rush to stations, there's toys to develop, gifts to pack, and no time to waste. McSkitty turns to you with a smile on her face. Thank you for all your help, we couldn't have done it without you. As always, there are some things that even McSkitty can't see, but would be good for you to know anyway. In his holding style, McGreedy can't do much, he's just sitting there angry and defeated. We can be sure he's plotting his revenge though. Previously, it was just about his company being sold, and now it's personal. Somewhere else, the Frosty Five are celebrating their sinister plan worked. While McSkitty was busy securing the merger, other opportunities opened for them. Who knows what happens next year? And here's this goes to the side quest, which I think I will attempt to stream the side quest. I'm not sure. The little bit of feedback I heard about them is some of them are very CTF-y, which is fun. It's an okay way to learn, but I hate CTFs. Like the decrypt, the silly steganography image hash that you found in an image. If it's anything like that, I probably won't do it, but if it's somewhat realistic, I'll stream the side quest. For now, however, we all deserve a celebration. The holidays are safe and secure. All right, let's do our survey. I'll do it on stream. MeDog said, yeah, logic would get you stuck in there. Yes, it does. What is your cybersecurity industry background? That. Did you have a TryHackMe account? Yes. Would you recommend? Yeah, absolutely. How did you hear about it? Well, they asked me to make a video. I'm just going to say online video. What made you participate? Well, they said they would pay me to make a video, and that's why I participated. No, I was going to participate anyways, obviously. I live streamed every single day. So why did I participate? To explore, to have fun. Yeah, have fun. That's the reason. Oh no, not difficult at all. Red teaming. Yeah, for sure. The quiz at the end because logic, the quiz trial at the end. I did follow it. I read it live on stream. Nope, not yet. Geez, how often did you use supporting task videos? Well, never, except for I made some of the videos. I'm self-promoting myself right there on stream. Which describes your approach? I do the challenge on my own. I live stream that beast. I did. Yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the machine learning. My favorite one was the OCR captures, I think, because I could see the use for it on like pen testing. How can we improve for next year? There we go. More self-promotion. I crack myself up. What topics would I learn about in the future? Oh, man. Oh, jeez. I'd like to do some mobile app pen testing. We could easily spin up like a virtual environment with a APK, which is a Android app, and like find some hard-coded credentials in it for like a C2 server. That would be cool. What did I do to my mouse? Got really slow. Here we go. Look at that. We did it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have completed the Advent of Cyber on day 24. Let's see my awarded badge. There it is. Advent of Cyber 2023. I have done it. Fantastic. Let's go to link. I'll use that. Oh, that, look how beautiful that looks. I'm gonna leave that pulled up for my YouTube video. But hey, everybody, thank you truly for being part of this journey. We have made it every single night, working through these challenges together, learning about cybersecurity, learning about blue team and red team and analysis, all these good things. So for those of you who have been part of this journey this entire time, thank you for being here. For those who maybe jumped on, just saw 1 or 2 videos, thank you as well for you being there. For those watching after the fact, maybe working through these challenges at a later date and you stumbled across my video, once again, thank you to you as well for being here. Really do want to give a shout out to TryHackMe for the opportunity to do the official walkthroughs for day 22 and day 23. All the other live streaming was of my own accord. Other people asked me if I got paid or asked to make the rap song. Nope, totally of my own accord as well. Rap song was all me, right? I'm a Papa Shell, but not what you think. Who am I, root, make your dead legs sink? We are on a mission. We're here to save Christmas. That was all me. I'll do autographs at DEF CON if you guys are there. But thank you again for being here. I will get this uploaded to YouTube. But hey, I will see y'all in the next one. Just maybe a quick glimpse of some future videos I'm going to be making in the near future. I'll be making a video soon about how I got 8 CVEs in about 2 weeks of research and give you some very practical steps for CVE hunting. I'll make another video. Some of you may have saw I recently got promoted to a career pen tester from an associate pen tester. I was in pen testing for about a year, so I'll make a video about my thoughts of being a pen tester for a year, my thoughts on promotion, and just some, once again, practical ways to help other people break into the field. I see a lot of videos on YouTube and such about getting into pen testing, but from my experience, it's from a lot of influencers who tell you if you follow their course or take their boot camp, you'll make 6 figures, blah, 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 blah. So I'll give you like a realistic view of things without trying to sell you some terrible freaking coaching product. And so I'll come out with that video soon. A lot of content that I'm excited to come out with, as well as my regular live stream. So my live streaming schedule is I'll often jump on just for fun on random days. But generally speaking, Wednesday evenings at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, that's when I stream for a couple of hours and we work through machines and challenges together. So once again, thank you everyone for being here. I will catch y'all next time. See ya.